Hi, and welcome to the Soul Sisters Circle. I'm Reverend Janice Chrysler, your host for this event. I am meeting here today with my soul sisters, Catherine, Lorraine, and Joyce. Darcel was not able to join us today, but you're going to come along on a little journey with us as we talk about this year's International Women's Day theme, Give to Gain. We're going to talk about the people and experiences in our lives that have influenced us, that have encouraged us to do what we do. And we're going to talk about how they gave to us and we were able to gain through that experience. And in turn, how we feel that we can give to others so that they can gain on their life's journey. I encourage you to think of these questions yourself. How is it you think of the theme, Give to Gain? Are there things that have happened or people you've met in your life that have changed the course or the direction of your journey? And are there ways today that you can offer things to other people to help them along their way? So make yourself comfortable, grab that cup of tea, and join the Soul Sisters Circle as together we look at Give to Gain. Well, here we are with all the Soul Sisters all ready to answer our questions. And tonight we're going to talk about the people and experiences in our lives that have been given to us so that we can gain on our own journey. And then in turn, how we can give to others so that they can gain on their journey. And I think it's only right we start off with Joyce from Cedars Wellness. Tell us a bit about yourself and the great event that you got coming up.
Hi, everybody. It's Joyce from Cedars Wellness. I am a reflexologist and clinical aromatherapist. Right here in Marmara, we've been having an amazing show, Women in Wellness Expo Marmara, an annual event that's been carried on, a torch that was greatly passed. We'll talk about that a little later. But this show is an amazing show of a collective of amazing women that have convened together to educate on health and wellness topics and products. This is an amazing show happening this year at the Legion in Marmara, and it's on March 7th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m.
And what will you be
Um,
offering there yourself as far as Cedars Wellness goes?
I will be doing mini reflexology sessions, and I will mostly have my clinical aromatherapy products for purchase. I'm focusing a lot more this year on health tinctures. Um, a lot of people already know very well about essential oils and things like that. But when I bring specific items out that are geared specifically towards helping the body and the systemics kind of rebalance or find support in that means, I think that I'm finding a lot more clients that already visit the clinic have already given me an idea of what to bring. So, got a few really neat take homes that people can get that is natural and formulated. So, that'll be great. And of course, reflexology. Who wouldn't
Oh
want one?
yeah, that's always good.
Yeah.
So what's your take then on, can you think of people or experiences that have helped you to gain on your journey and ways that you're giving back so others can gain?
Um, I mean, oh gosh, this is a really touchy question. You picked a really good one because it's I think a lot of the women in my life that have been there to support my dreams and my aspirations. And, starting with my mom, I think she's given me a lot. We're talking motherhood, but we're talking on another level, uh, being a woman and in supporting me and all my crazy dreams. I've gone from wanting to be an airline stewardess to and she never said no, but she always gave me that ambition and gave me that support. There's many different women I can think of. You all are very important to me. So I think that's very, uh, that's what I mean by it. It's an emotional question for me. You got me good. It does make sense, but I mean, given the torch, Janice, you gave me that torch to carry on this amazing expo. I think that in itself, entrusting me with this big, huge collaborative event that you've started years ago, I think that was a give from you to me. What did I do? I gained the more knowledge, I gained more experience, and now I am then passing that to others that may be inspired to do the same. I really do wish there were more municipalities and more that would go this route,
Mhm.
bringing these wellness entrepreneurs and wellpreneurs, I call them, bringing all these wellpreneurs together to showcase their products and services and um, giving that chance for an amazing group of women to be together and expand. So that's my one gain in my own life's journey that I can share between my mom and the amazing women that I've met along my way that have always been there to guide me.
And how do you feel then that you're able to, do you feel you're at a point now where you can pass on that knowledge to other people in other ways then so that they can gain from you?
I think at this point in my life, I've found that this year specifically, it's you always get excited about this time of year, and I really embraced taking on the position of taking this expo to another level. When I first started, it was like a little kid in a candy store, and I just wanted to run with it, and I just wanted to do this and do that, and I wanted to try everything. But now it's different as the years go because it becomes more knowledge, and you can feel that there's much more of a presence of giving others that knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
It's not only about, oh, this is exciting, and I want to do, because it's not all about doing, it's about receiving as well. So receiving that, the gift of knowledge from everybody, and feeling that there's a plateau that I've reached where I now feel that I can share in what I've learned
Mm-hmm.
is very comforting and very gratifying.
Yeah, that's good.
I
Thank
feel
you.
comfortable. I really do feel that I've evolved. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that's part of it, right? You have that support, you have that, you're given these tools that in life that, you when you're younger don't feel that you'll ever use, but
Mm-hmm.
it's stored in that, memory back there, and it somehow brings itself back forward. So even, whether it's my mom or any of my, sisters that have told me some great tips and taught me a few things. I may not have listened, but it's stored in my memory. And then I have that aha moment where I'm like, I remember when she told me that.
Yeah, I think that's great. I think that's a sign of that we're evolving, eh? Where you do well for a while. Well, you always do well, but then there comes that time of reflection, and then your willingness then to pass that, as you say, the torch on to someone else. It's not always easy. Sometimes
No,
to make change because you think you're settled into something, but that's where we need to be open to receive and take on
that's
the next
right.
step, right?
That's right. I
Right.
really like that. I like that they did
I do
this
too.
thing. It's
Yeah.
cute. It's really nice.
Well, thank you, Joyce. Lorraine,
Thank
I'm going
you.
to go to you next, if that's okay.
Hi. I'm
Hi. Well, tell us a bit about yourself, ma'am.
okay. Well, I'm Lorraine Bennett, and I live in Marmora, and I'm grateful to be here with all my wonderful sisters, my soul sisters, and it speaks volumes to me as to uh, the theme of International Women's Day, the give to gain, and I sat with that statement for a while, and the work I do, let me back up a little bit. The business that I'm going to be presenting at the Women in Wellness Expo will be my business that's called Converging Waters Sacred Energy Arts. And I'm a Reiki master, but I'm also a shamanic practitioner. And I am spending most of my time doing my shamanic work now. So I'm looking forward to connecting with people this weekend, or not this weekend, coming up soon, with offering. I'll do some oracle card readings, some mini Reiki sessions, but I know that people have questions about what is shamanism in this day and age. It's a very ancient practice, but how is that applicable to what we're doing today? And the theme, Give to Gain, is just a really, from a shamanic perspective, it's important to be able to allow people to find what their strengths are. You know, we have them, but sometimes we suppress them or we doubt them. And especially as women, I think it's so important that we reach out to each other. And so in my spiritual practice of connecting with helping spirits, the ability to be able to see someone really clearly, spend that time with an individual to find out where they're coming from, and assist them in moving forward in a very specific way, a very unique way. And so I'm hoping to be able to share that information with people that come to the expo. What a wonderful environment. I mean, I've been doing this for years, when Janice first started it, and now Joyce, and the energy, the women that come through the door, and there's men that come through the door too, which is terrific. But just the women that come through the door, and they're needing something. They know they want to be with like-minded people that have something to offer to them that's going to, as the title of the expo is Women in Wellness. So working with that, working towards that. And so I'll have information, handouts. I do classes, teaching people how to do the shamanic journey. I also do shamanic counseling, which people might be interested in learning more about. So I'll have handouts, some little mini sessions, those kinds of things. And it's a safe environment to come and ask questions. There's no wrong question. It's just, please be curious and come and check us out and spend time with us. So as I was saying, the connection with giving to gain, for myself, I was a single parent for about 11 years and with young children. And I had the fortune of meeting a woman that was extremely intelligent and very inviting, and she saw something in me that I did not see, and she encouraged me in ways that I wasn't familiar with that kind of help. Like, I've had love and attention from my mom and my grandmothers and those kinds of women in my life, but it was specific to what I needed at that time, is to be able to provide to get a good income and look after my children and move into something that had some value to me. So this person saw that in me, and she encouraged me, and it still sticks to me very strongly today, that gift that she gave me, that I didn't recognize in myself. And in turn, after going to college and working for many years in the mental health system, working with individuals that were struggling with not only mental wellness, but also financial hardship, and being able to meet and greet those people. And it always stuck in the back of my head when I meet someone for the first time, is to actually be able to listen and engage totally with respect, and it's amazing the gift that I got back. Even though I was giving now, the gift I got back would be individuals that would show up later and say, thank you. I wanted to just stop in and say, thank you for listening to me, helping me, understanding and respecting my situation. And it's like, I guess I assumed everybody would act that way, but to have someone say, well, No. People get busy with their lives, and you feel like you're just being ticked off in a little questionnaire box. Boom, did that next. So that meant a lot to me, and it's something that they're words that I try to live by always. Is just being genuine, looking at other women especially, and listening, being that empathetic part of us that's listening and finding, what is going on with this person. And even if I can't, and to admit sometimes that I do not have the answers, and be able to maybe recommend them to some of my other sisters that I might know. So I'm very excited about engaging with people that come through the door at the Women in Wellness Expo. I love that Janice is doing this talk, so we're able to kind of share some of those ideas, because I think it's important, especially now when there's so much crazy stuff going on in the world, to be able to support each other and in any way we can, to keep it strong, keep our positive outlook, and get through these times.
And I think that's why we're here at these times, is to help other people in this way. Because I remember myself years ago, it kind of came to me, my purpose was to hold space. And I thought, well, that sounds boring. But it's important. And you do that in what you do. Joyce does. We all do that. Just to be there and listen to people. It's great. Thank you, Lorraine. And we look forward. Lorraine is also going to be our guest speaker, I believe, at the Women in Wellness Expo. So we'll want
Yes,
to be
she
able
is.
to. We want to be out there to hear that.
Yeah, I think it's about what, 4 o'clock, Joyce?
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
4
Yep. We're
o'clock?
going to have our guest speaker, Lorraine
Okay.
Bennett,
So I'll be
be on the
talking a
stage
little
at
bit,
4.
I'll be talking a little bit about what I do, my practice, and then leading a little bit of a journey that everyone can just relax at the end of the day and participate in.
Looking forward
We
to it.
look forward to it for sure.
Thank you, Lorraine. Catherine, we'll skip over to you now. I feel like we're in the Hollywood squares here. I'll take square
I
number.
do too. Thank you, Lorraine and Joyce. That was fabulous. I'm really looking forward to your talk on at Women in Wellness. I'm Catherine Grace. I live in Marmora. I have Studio Grace Jewelry. So I make jewelry out of natural stones and crystals, and each one of the crystals that I work with is selected for its innate healing power. So my thing is telling people what the crystals are all about and how they can help them in their healing journey. So that's what I do, and that's also what I'll be bringing to Women in Wellness. I will be there again this year. I've been coming, I'm not sure how many years I've been
All of
doing
them.
it. I think 8, all of them. Yeah, maybe all of them. I've always been there. And I really look forward to the energy in that show, and yeah. Keeping this brief enough, what did someone give me that really helped me along? And I'm going to go back about 55 years ago now. I worked for a ship chandler in Toronto, and part of the services that we provided were the mending of fishing nets. And they had brought this wonderful woman called May Thompson over from Scotland. And I loved this woman. I just had all the respect in the world for her, and she was a joy. I was walking through the warehouse one day, and there was May on the floor, and she probably should have been retired by now, but she was on the floor mending this net, and the way that her hands moved and handled the net, and it was so complex to me. And I said to her, I said, May, I could never do what you do. Look at you go. And she looked up at me and she said, in her thick Scottish accent, she said, oh, darling, everything's easy once you know how.
Oh, that's where you got that from.
It is. And whenever I say those words, I try and match her accent. That such a simple statement that she shared with me changed my entire life. Just that, just that moment. Um, I had never thought that, like, there were so many things I thought I just couldn't do. And when she said that, I thought, wow, there's a lot of things I could do. I just need training. Well, within a month, I was signed up to go to college, which I did, and I did very well at it. Um, totally changed my career. I had a career I just retired, I guess, 5 years ago now. So that was the career I spent my whole life in. That was design arts. And it just was so much better than accounting for me. Mom wanted me to be an accountant. So I felt very stuck, and my creative was not being fulfilled. But if May had not said those words to me, I still would have been in accounting, and I would have been very unhappy in my life. Um, so being that I finally got to work in the creative field, I have this love for jewelry. So, of course, when I retired, even before I retired, I started making jewelry, and I've always been interested in crystals and stones. And I am a practicing witch, so I've always had the crystals around, and um, I just have merged that the creativity and the crystals and the healing power of the crystals. Um, what has all of this given? How do I give back with all the things that I have been given? I feel like I've had a wonderful career. I'm doing all the things I want to do right now. It's been a great life, honestly. I mean, it doesn't mean I haven't had my hard times. I sure have, because I too was a single mom. That's always difficult. Um, my biggest joy is people coming up to my table at my shows, and they're in need of something, and they'll read all the different descriptions I have of the stones, and then they'll look up at me and they'll say, which one do you recommend? And by then I've gotten a good feel for the person and how they're handling life. I just get this good vibe, and I'm able to suggest a stone that I know will help them, provided they give it the chance. And they walk away feeling energized and feeling like they're much more grounded and calm. And to me, that's the giving back. And it's that giving back that fills me with joy. And joy and understanding, presence to a person is the biggest gift you can give. I give my wisdom, and not saying that I'm a very wise person. I can be pretty stupid at times, but to give that wisdom back, and just an off-the-cuff remark that might help somebody, the way that May's off-the-cuff remark helped me. So it's all in communication and connecting with people and just being yourself. Just spread the love, spread the peace, spread the joy, because the people around you are what you have. And they are the people that will sustain you. So that's how you give and give back, in my humble opinion. I hope to see you all at the show, at Women in Wellness Expo. And I'm really looking forward to hearing Lorraine.
Thank you, Catherine. That was lovely. And you're right. Like, all we have is this moment right now. This is the only thing we're in control of. And I heard it said one time, the most important person to you is the person right across from you. So you are the most important people right here. And those people watching, you are the most important people to us, sincerely, at this moment in time. That's right. Because we only have this moment. And so if we can, that give to gain back and forth is really important. And I think we all kind of share the same sort of story. As I was trying to narrow it down to just one instance, and I can remember way back, one of the people feel really influenced me in an indirect way was a teacher I had from grade 1 to 3. Really aging myself. I was a one room schoolhouse, and I was terrified to go to school. It wasn't the learning part, it was the social part that I was afraid of. Am I going to have any friends? Who am I going to sit with? And all this kind of stuff. And I took me a lot of years to get over that part. But this woman, as an adult looking at how she handled the children, I understood how I was attracted to her is because she treated us all the same, in that she knew we all came from different backgrounds and different households, but she didn't judge anybody in that room. You had rules you had to follow, but I never felt that there was any one person better than the other, or that she liked anyone, maybe me, better than everybody else. But I think she made everybody feel special. And I kept in touch with her when our school closed. I wrote letters to her and she wrote back, and she came to my house. Well, before that, when I started high school, her daughters went to the same high school, and she had them meet me at my locker to help me find my classroom because she didn't want me to be afraid of going to school in the high school. And I thought that was so cool that she did that. And then when I got married, she came to my house and brought a wedding gift. And when I had my son, she was there and brought a gift. And so we kept in contact. And unfortunately, she passed away when she wasn't really all that old. I don't think she was there when my daughter was born, but we kept in touch with letters. I wish I had kept them all now, really, but I thought, I want to be a teacher like her. I want to be somebody like that. And I kept that with me. And even though I didn't go and become a teacher in a school, although it was always kind of there, I know now I'm a teacher, and I hope I'm like her in that I can treat everybody, make everybody feel special that comes into my class. And I think the other one was my mom, because she was non-judgmental. She let me say things that I'm sure in her head was thinking, oh my God, this girl, what's going to happen to her? But she never said that to me. She let me, if I was upset, she let me spout off. If I had a question, I didn't know until, my mom was about 90 before she told me she hated being asked questions. And I said, oh my goodness, I must have drove you crazy, because I was that kid that always wanted to know why everything was. If we have a rule, I'll follow it. I'm a Virgo, I'll follow rules, but I do want to know why we have it. And I was a women's libber, grew up in the 60s and 70s, so I'm all about that. But she taught me patience, to be kind and non-judgmental. Everybody has a story. That's kind of what she would explain. You don't know what goes on behind closed doors and things like that. And when Joyce mentioned about taking over the Women in Wellness, when I got me started this is I was at a women's event, and there was a speaker there talking about how it was going to be the 100th anniversary of Women in Wellness, and every community should do something. And I was thinking, oh my God, I've lived through half of those years, and why have I never heard about this before? And so that's when I researched it and decided for a couple of years we just had like a gathering, and then it turned into the expo, and that was great. And I remember one day standing on the stage and looking out over all the women there, and I thought, if I hadn't have listened to another woman who said to me, you need to be a Reiki master, and not even really knowing what that was, out of character for me, I just said yes, okay. And if I hadn't have started to just follow that inner voice telling me to take an unconventional path, I would never have met any of these people right here. What a great group of people there are. And then as time went on, I thought somebody else should know how to do this, or something like this. If it evolves and changes, that's okay. And that's when I met Joyce, and she asked to help me, and I said, I'll tell you what, you take it over and I'll help you. And I think at the time, the look on your face, I thought, oh no, she thought I was being smart with her, and I really meant it, because I had just been thinking about that I need to pass the torch, and there she was. So life has a way of coming around if we're open to receive. And I think sometimes you can be given something material that helps you. It can be someone there opening a door for you, teaching you something, but sometimes it's just, for me, I remember the emotion attached to someone, how they made me feel. And then I, in turn, wanted to make other people feel that way. And like Catherine, you said, when someone leaves your table and they, they're really happy with what they have, and all of these things. And I know that Lorraine and Joyce, you're the same when you have a client that leaves or gets back to you and says what a difference you've made. Like, you're hoping that that's always it, but it really means a lot when you get told that. And I think one of the biggest compliments I just got was a week ago, and the gentleman said to me he wanted me to do his funeral because he could tell by the way I spoke at his friends that I really cared. And I thought, oh. And so if we can give that back to somebody, especially now, I think that's what we're here to do. We can only control right here, so let's make it good. Well, does anyone have anything that they'd like to add before we close?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Just a brief moment. I just want to thank you, Janice, for not only putting this together, but you and I have talked many times about because of our individual spirituality that we practice, that normalizing the language over the years, because it wasn't always embraced by a lot of people, and we've learned to maybe not say anything unless we're asked. So I'm finding, over the years, just because you've been able to give us a platform to show others what we do, we're meeting other people that are saying, yeah, this is what I need, this is what I want. Mm-hmm. And so to be able to use the language that we are familiar with our practices, whether it be Reiki or shamanism or reflexology or herbology, those kinds of things, just to be able to own that again. We owned it in the beginning of time. As women, we owned that, and we're owning it again, and being able to proudly present ourselves in what we do.
You're right. We do need to own it. And I think that's part of our personal evolution. At least I know I can speak for myself, that when I first started, I had these, challenges of the language, trying to describe what I do. And I realize now it was because I didn't totally get what I was doing either. I was still learning, and to be okay with holding space for people. And not everybody's going to get it. I don't expect them to. I'm not trying to change anybody's mind, but the attitude has changed a lot. And I think by all of us coming together with things like Women in Wellness, it helps, like you said, to have that platform that people can come freely and ask questions. And if we don't know, we'll pass them on to the table next to us. Okay, I look forward to seeing everybody on Saturday, March the 7th from 11 to 5 at the Royal Canadian Legion in Marmora, which is at 6 North Hastings Street. And we have vendors there. There's plenty of parking there. We're going to have door prizes. Lorraine is our speaker, and we have another lady that's going to be doing speaking. And I think at 10:30 there's also chair yoga for anyone who wants to come in and try that out. So it's a full day, and we always have lots of fun, and the energy is a super vibe. So I'm looking forward to it.
It's the energy for me, Janice. You're absolutely right. You walk through those doors and you just feel it.
Feel the
really
love,
nice.
Baby.
Yeah,
It's been great. It's my favorite time of the year is this week. So I think it's only fitting that we end our talk by doing the symbol for give and to gain is the cupped hands, which is showing us giving you so you can gain, and we're open to receive back. Have a wonderful evening, day, whenever you're watching this. We see you at Women in Wellness for International Women's Day celebration. Give to gain.
Thank you.
Thank you, Janice.
Thank you,
sisters.
Thank you.